You smell what The Rock is cooking.
We're back on heat, and here comes the man. Following six-man tag team matches scheduled for one fall, with a 20-minute time limit, making its way to the ring from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 275 pounds. The World Wrestling Federation Champion, The Rock. WWF Champion, of course, the cornerstone of Team Corporate. And moments ago, Team Corporate had a meeting with WWF Commissioner Shawn Michaels. That's right, you can see. I wonder whose back was getting stabbed in this one. It's a nice little click they've got going there. I think Shawn Michaels has too much power for his own good because Vince McMahon is giving him carte blanche to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. And folks, next Sunday night live on pay-per-view, The Rock will defend his corporate WWF Championship live at Rock Bottom against Mankind. Don't forget, Mankind is in the house. He beats The Undertaker a little later on. And his tag team partner from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 243 pounds, the Intercontinental Champion and the world's most dangerous man, Shamrock. Success of the Intercontinental Champion Ken Shamrock, but Chip, does his placement in Team Corporate replace the family he never had? And their tag team partner from Cobb County, Georgia, weighing in at 312 pounds, he is the World Wrestling Federation Hardcore Champion, the Big Boss Man. To answer your question, Kevin, only if the family that Shamrock never had was Charles Manson's, because Vince McMahon has got three big bad horses, three champions, here assembled in the Boss Man, Shamrock, and The Rock, and they mean business. Are the New Age Outlaws the next champions to join Team Corporate? Speculation continues. We saw DX arrive without the Outlaws. And they always go everywhere together, so I gotta think that something somewhere is up. Folks, WWF Rock Bottom in your house is proudly presented by Glover. Live on pay-per-view next Sunday night from the sold-out General Motors place in Vancouver, British Columbia. Gotta love the glove. Gangrel emerges from a ring of fire. Through the smoke come Edge and Christian. They are the Brew, a rather interesting phenomenon set to take on the corporation in this six-man matchup. Kevin, I hate to sound like these guys' fan club president, but I'm going to say this again. It's not often that you find three young superstars like this with the ability, the mental toughness, the attitude, and the will and the drive for success. The Brood, in my opinion, the brightest new stars in the World Wrestling Federation, and they will make a name for themselves. Good Lord, that's got to be some kind of psychological ploy or warfare that Gangrel chooses to use with that red liquid. Well, I don't know if Team Corporate will actually get psyched out. I mean, they have all the confidence in the world. Of course, the Big Boss Man is now the Hardcore Champion, courtesy of his victory last Monday on Raw against Mankind in that ladder match, a match made by Commissioner Shawn Michaels. And a match orchestrated by the puppeteer, Mr. McMahon, to take the last thing that Mankind was proud of away from him. He treasured that Hardcore Championship belt. And I'll say one thing for Mick Foley, he's a tremendous athlete, he's a genius, but he is very gullible, and he also takes things to heart. Edge, spinning heel kick, puts down the Intercontinental Champion. The rivalry between these two groups began last week on Raw in a match between the Outlaws and the Brood. And apparently to help the New Age Outlaws was Team Corporate.
Well, I think, Kevin, to be honest with you, they were just the lucky beneficiaries of some help. I think that the two groups had separate agendas, but it may have been that Mr. McMahon was telling Team Corporate, hey, butter up the Outlaws because we're on a recruiting mission.
Yeah, I think that may have just been the latest step in the recruitment process. The big feel out of the corner from the Big Boss Man.
Oh, this Big Boss Man is so tough, so strong, so big. He's deceptively huge.
And never better in his career.
You got that right. I've seen this man ever since he started, and I can guarantee you he has never been more motivated and never been in better shape. But look at Christian. This kid will fight anybody.
Christian off the top rope, cross body. Didn't hook the leg, and Boss Man's still very strong, able to kick out.
I don't think he can reach the leg. Boss Man's so big, but Christian still staying with him, staying on top of him. And this is just, I've been looking forward to this one almost as much as The Undertaker and Mankind that we're going to see later on in the program. And you got to wonder why that The Undertaker would have taken a match like this. Wait a minute, there's The Rock, this close to rock bottom in that buried alive match.
Certainly, this battle could influence rock bottom heavily. We'll talk about Mankind and The Undertaker a little later on as The Rock begins to tattoo Gangrel in the corner.
I am so disappointed in The Rock. I've got all the respect in the world for his ability. This kid had greatness in his heritage. And we knew from the first moment we saw him, he would one day be the WWF champion, but I sincerely thought he had more backbone than he possesses than to turn around and kiss Vince McMahon's butt.
Well, that certainly is speculation, but you cannot argue with the fact that he is, at 26, the youngest WWF champion in history. You can't argue with the success of Team Corporate.
Oh, no doubt about it. These men are great athletes. These men are tremendous competitors, and that's why it's all the more disheartening that they're doing what they're doing just to make a few extra dollars and get a little bit of extra glory.
I've got to wonder when Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to make his ringside appearance. He got a ticket. I think he got that from some scalper out front or what?
Well, that's the only way you can get a front row ringside ticket to the WWF these days. But look at this, Gangrel trapped in no man's land and Team Corporate feeding like a pack of wolves.
Certainly The Rock will have an eye on the Undertaker Stone Cold Buried Alive match next Sunday at Rock Bottom, Jim.
That's right, because he knows that those men are nipping at his heels. Of course, Austin denied a shot at the championship by Mr. McMahon, but you know he's in the hunt.
Hook of the leg, Gangrel able to kick out. But Austin's got to win at Buried Alive if he ever hopes of having another WWF Championship opportunity.
That's right. If Steve Austin wins the Buried Alive match, then he gets to be in the Royal Rumble, and if he can beat 30 other guys, then he may get a shot at the championship. A lot of ifs, a lot of questions in Steve Austin's future. And look at Gangrel going toe-to-toe with the WWF champion.
Misses with the clothesline, misses with the elbow. Champion thinking better of it, sliding outside.
Can you believe now? I don't think an athlete the caliber of The Rock. Wait a minute.
DX hit the ring. X-Pac.
Triple H.
Toe-to-toe with Shamrock and Boss Man. Here come the Outlaws.
The Outlaws all over the Brood. Helmsley and X-Pac all over Team Corporate. Wait a minute. Whose side is who on? Who's fighting who here?
The Rock's got his belt. He's heading for higher ground.
Team Corporate is, they're gone, and wait a minute. Have we got problems here?
Wow.
Looks like separate agendas for members of Generation X. The Outlaws were on the Brood. Helmsley and X-Pac were on Team Corporate. And
talk about an uncomfortable silence between the members of DX.
I don't think either faction of DX there was too happy about who the other was attacking.
What's going through the mind of the New Age Outlaws? Have they made a decision regarding Team Corporate's recent recruitment efforts?
Well, did Mr. McMahon send the New Age Outlaws in to bust up that party? I think we're not jumping to conclusions, but we may be taking a long step. I give the